Okay, so we got to talk about Marcellus Wiley destroying Stephen A. Smith, man. He broke it down beautifully on his podcast. He revealed the similarity of Stephen A. Smith treating this LeBron James beef similar to how Stephen A. Smith did the Max Kellerman beef. Remember, Stephen A. Smith went on a full-blown tour because Marcellus Wiley at the time had called him out and was like, yo, the reason why you got rid of Max Kellerman was because of the Terrell Owens situation when T.O. said that Max Kellerman was blacker than you.
Is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. With his coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. You don't cross the line. First of all, like I said, you, Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, any of y'all that want to debate me in front of black people and talk about what's best for black people, name the time and place, I'll show up. I don't want to hear, what's the definition of blackness? Is there a definitive definition of blackness? Why are you giving the impression that because I don't march lockstep with every single thing that Colin Kaepernick wants? Okay, excuse me. Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm not agreeing.
Wait a minute.
I'm not agreeing with everything that Colin Kaepernick has done.
I'm not saying that, but you said, you just sat up there and used an expression. More blacker. Excuse me. I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City. You ain't the only brother out there that's in the streets. I'm in the streets every day.
I get it.
And so let's be very clear. And you damn well know that's the truth. And so my point to you is this. Again, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to go that route. But based on just what you just said, this is supposedly Stephen A. and T.O. going at one another. Did you know that I invited Colin Kaepernick to give him this platform for the entire 2 hours? I said, you can edit the damn show. You can have it live. We can talk whatever you want to talk. The floor is yours. I also gave that invitation to Eric Reed. I know people at other networks that has given Colin Kaepernick that same thing. They disagreed with him to some degree. Are you questioning their blackness too? Come on, man. There's certain things that's crossing the line.
Dude, you're taking it as disrespect. There's no disrespect.
There's no disrespect to that?
No, dude. It's tongue in cheek, but at the same time, like I said, I'm in the streets. Like I said, I hear what's going on. And as I said,
and at that moment, Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman relationship started to diminish. And we seen how Stephen A. Smith would go on a show, he'd be a diva. He would get mad when Max Kellerman brought on guests, and he would say stuff like, oh, I didn't know nothing about that. Like, he would act like a complete diva on that show, man. So Stephen A. Smith, he had went to a lot of interviews. He did the Joe Budden podcast. He went to the Breakfast Club. He did that full-blown tour to talk about the Max Kellerman situation, the reason why he got rid of Max Kellerman on First Take, right?
They saw the tension between you and Max developing on air before his departure from the show. Did you hear any of that?
I heard some of it. I would take full responsibility for that. That's totally my fault.
Okay.
And the reason why it was my fault, because I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it.
Even years after Max Kellerman was removed from ESPN First Take, Stephen A. Smith continued to talk about the reason why he didn't want to work alongside Max Kellerman. And Marcellus Wiley was the only one to finally come out and defend Max and put a stop to Stephen A. Smith from talking about that, right? Especially somebody who's not talking about Stephen A. Smith. We haven't heard anything from Max Kellerman. He was still working at ESPN. And Marcellus Wiley, knowing how the game goes over there, having somebody like Stephen A. Smith constantly talk bad about Max wasn't doing Max any good, right? But in today's video, I want to show the clip of Marcellus Wiley cooking Stephen A. Smith about how he treated this LeBron James beef, man. So let's check out this clip, and then I'll follow up with some more commentary, guys. And if you stuck around this long already, hit that like button. That really does help my YouTube channel continue to grow. I really do appreciate that, guys.
Stephen A. Smith not admitting the real reason he mad at LeBron is just because simply I just like Jordan, and Jordan texts me back. So it's like I can stay there. And this whole GOAT, he going to play it off like it's about the GOAT for LeBron. You remember when him and Max got into it? And he used to act like it was everything else except what was the one reason where everybody was like, nah, we think it's because T.O. said that Max was blacker than you.
Right.
And then he went on a world tour. Remember all them podcasts he did? Joe Budden and all them dancing around. Dog. When you ever going to dress, it had to get to you because shit flipped 180 quick.
Immediately.
Right?
He never recovered after that.
And you won't recover until you address the illness, not the symptoms. So that's the one thing about people. When we're not stupid, dog. The wisdom of the crowd is massive. People, there's millions and millions of people following him, dissecting every word. Raise your hand. I know. I'm listening to these words. I'm like, yeah, that's cute. It's like when your kids come up to you and lie. You just be like, dog, okay. When you going to tell me the part that I need to know? Like everything else you said was cute and it sounded great in your head in the bathroom. But right now, laying over my fucking lap in this bedroom, before this thing come down on you, this thunder rains, I just need to know what was the real reason.
That's Marcellus Wiley comments on the Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James beat. And yeah, Marcellus Wiley was on point with his take because it's like, yo, why did this guy continue to do the same stuff every single time, man? I've been breaking this down on my YouTube channel. I exposed this dude a year ago. When it came to that Kobe situation, everybody was like, oh, no, LeBron James wasn't there. But clearly Stephen A. Smith had to apologize for that, as you guys can see, because he tried to run that same narrative a year later.
That he'd be happy with the things that I haven't brought up. I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career. I brought up none of that. I didn't bring up the fact that even though when people had asked, you had alluded to what had happened tragically to your son, and thank God he's okay with his heart condition. I didn't bring up the fact that even though you couldn't go to the Hall of Fame induction of Dwayne Wade weeks earlier, you were out of the country on business.
Because LeBron James is in his head and got this guy so emotional that he tried to pull the Kobe card again, because at the time, nobody didn't really care to fact check. But as time went along, man, the new media, which is us and the other people that's on platforms and blog sites, bro, like we try to fact check a lot of stuff before we put out this information. So the fact that Stephen A. Smith went on live TV, tried to pull the Kobe card so LeBron James could face some backlash just so he can get like this one up on LeBron, worried about D. Wade's Hall of Fame ceremony more than D. Wade, because D. Wade hasn't made a comment about that, because D. Wade know LeBron James at the time was dealing with his son, Bronny James, who had just suffered a cardiac arrest around that time. And obviously we know Bronny James at the time was still in the hospital having to rehab and stuff like that. So, you know, Stephen A. Smith is a piece of you know what, man. I would like for you guys to get in the comment section down below, share your thoughts on today's video. Hit that like button if you made this far in the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Comment down new sub if you're new sub. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.
If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so by hitting the Cash App at self.youtube. Thank you.